I'm looking at the public comments here. Somebody say if you can see me and hear me. And I'll wait for just a second, and then I'll start talking if I'm not sure anyone can hear or see me. Anybody there? We'll just go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Reverb's Quarantine Kitchen. I'm Adam Gardner, your host. I am from the band Guster and also the co-founder and co-director of the environmental nonprofit group REVERB. REVERB's normally out on the road with a bunch of bands like Billie Eilish and Dave Matthews Band and Maroon 5, Tame Impala, and a bunch of others, making their tour as sustainable as possible, healthier for the earth, and engaging their fans to take action at the shows and online. Obviously, touring has come to a screeching halt since the pandemic, and we're all staying at home and cooking more, so we thought it was a good idea to, it looks like good. Okay, great. Oxfam says it's happening. Hello, Oxfam. We thought it'd be a good idea to just bring a little reverb into your kitchens from our kitchens. So this show, Quarantine Kitchen, is all about musicians, celebrities, and other interesting folks cooking their favorite sustainable recipes from home. This episode is episode 20, our very first episode with a full band. We're gonna have all 27 members of P-Funk. No, I'm just kidding. We are having a full band. It's 3 people though. 3 wonderful folks from the band SHAED. I'm so excited to invite Chelsea, Spencer, and Max to come on board. They're gonna cook a lovely vegan dish, Thai coconut curry. Please welcome SHAED. Are you there?
Oh,
what's
up?
Hey, we did it. How's it going, everybody?
It's going good. We're so excited to be here. We love to cook, so this is such a fun thing for us.
Awesome. Have you done anything like this before? Have you cooked on?
No.
Great.
No. This should be really, really fun.
That's awesome. You are by far the most relaxed guest chef we've had to date, including a professional guest, a professional chef that we have from Ben & Jerry's, who's like the flavor expert over there for their flavors. She was nervous too. But you got cool cucumbers, which is awesome.
We try to keep it mellow, this is actually literally the total opposite of us. So I don't know why we're so mellow right now.
Yeah, no, you don't have to be mellow. It would be nuts. This doesn't matter.
But yeah, this is super fun. We are currently in Spencer and I's house in Northern Virginia, and we're just gonna cook some fun Thai coconut curry for you guys.
Awesome. So this is a vegan dish. Are you vegans?
We are not vegans.
Yeah.
But we love to eat sustainably. We love fish. We love local produce and all that kind of stuff. We were not vegan. We were vegetarian for a bit, and now we're more pescatarian. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not vegan either, so I sensed a bit of guilt when you said that. I was not not trying to vegan shame you or anyone. I don't.
Oh no! I totally understand.
Not how we roll.
I wish we were vegan. I think I love cheese way too much to be vegan, but
eating less meat is definitely the way. And I'm really glad that you're cooking a dish that's delicious and doesn't involve meat, because I think one of the reasons why we wanted to start this whole series was to not only have a different look at musicians and folks where it's like, well, you don't normally get to see one of your favorite bands cooking. But also to give folks that are watching like real usable recipes that they can try at home while we're all spending more time in the kitchen and at home. Have you found that you're cooking more than usual?
Yes, 100%. And trying new things that I maybe necessarily haven't had time for. You know, we've been on the road for the past 2 or 3 years and kind of full stop during the pandemic. So we're eating a lot at home, obviously, and trying new, funny, crazy things. And with the coconut curry, I've always kind of shied away from making a curry because a lot goes into a curry sometimes. This is a pretty manageable one, but they can be a little daunting. And I feel like now I have the courage to tackle the curries.
It's your fears.
Yes. So we just, this is something that we've been making a lot.
When Chelsea says we, she means her.
I feel like I always say we because we're always together and we're just one big ball unit. I cook. They can't cook at all. I think that
You're not even going to be sous chefs right now. You're just
Yes.
you're for moral
they're going to
support.
be chopping.
We're here to support, and we're gonna do the dishes after.
Yes.
Obviously, that's a go-to.
I will cook for the rest of my life if I never have to do dishes.
All right, so it's a good arrangement. And
Yeah.
obviously, so you and Spencer are married, so this is actually
Yes.
this is a real arrangement. That is a good thing for your marriage too.
Yes.
Oh, Max is doing the dishes too, though. He's
That's
not.
right. You got to put him to work.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
All right, I have so many questions, and we're going to hit all this stuff. We're also going to be taking questions from the public feed here. I'll be keeping an eye on it as well. So if you do, as you're watching, I'm talking now to folks who are paying attention to this, feel free to ask questions to any of us, and we'll be trying to answer them as we go. But let's maybe start right away on this recipe, because I know it's a
All
little
right,
bit involved.
So we're making Thai coconut curry, and I am going to start. I'm going to make these two chop a lot. So
Oh, you're gonna make us chop?
you're good. Yes. You can put an onion.
God. Okay. All right.
So I don't know if anyone is interested in following along, but if you are, go ahead. So we're gonna dice an onion.
Okay. You want me
Spencer,
to start with
that's
that?
you.
Okay.
And you get the big boy
All
knife.
right.
And then Max, you're gonna dice
Oh,
the
like-
green pepper.
Hey.
All right.
So we all know.
Your dicing skills.
I know. We'll see.
Gotta cut the
I'm
ends off.
already afraid.
Cut the ends off first.
Ooh, I like how
I
Max.
do know that.
Max washed his hands first. I will say.
That's a good idea.
I already washed my hands. Don't worry. For those of you at home.
Trash bowl. So we both of us moved during the pandemic.
Wow.
Spencer and I moved we all lived together in Silver Spring, and then Spencer and I moved to Northern Virginia, and Max moved into a row home in DC. And so we've just been kind of getting our bearings. Sorry, I'm gonna slice you on that.
Be careful there.
Just been kind of getting our bearings, and having a nice kitchen is key for us always.
I did not know we were going to be cutting, but I'm excited.
They thought that we're going to be lounging during this.
That's right. So far, they're doing the work. You're just instructing.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
Good delegation. That's an important part of being a head chef.
yes,
right, that's
exactly. So yeah,
For your
I mean, well, you're talking. So you're in the DC area. This must have been a very interesting past, week or so
Oh yeah.
to be in the DC area. What has that felt like?
I live like less than like a 15-minute walk from the Supreme Court building in the Capitol. So it's been crazy. The day that Biden was announced the winner, I never heard more car honking going on in my life. It was like for like 10 hours straight, people were just yelling in the street and honking their horns, and just it was like a giant party that erupted. And everyone was wearing masks, which was good, but DC was, I think they went 96% for Biden, so there wasn't a lot of Trump protesters around. It was like a giant party. It was cool. It was special.
Oh, that's good.
A little tip for you at home. You're cutting the onion. You want to go along. It's kind of hard to see, but you want to go along the lines here. And Chelsea did teach me this. So you go you don't cut all the way to the end. You go cut close to the end. So you do a lot. Can you guys see this? I hope you can see.
A little bit. You might need to tilt
Chelsea,
down.
put it down.
There
There
it is.
you
Now
go. Now we're talking. Okay.
this is Spencer's version of
This
what
is
I
my
did.
version. So you cut along the lines like
I'm
this,
afraid.
and then you do a little cut there. So now you're getting you're dicing it up.
Wow. Sorry,
Chelsea said I couldn't cook. That's not true.
You're doing a great job.
I know what I'm
you can also dice that, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Like his size.
Here we go.
And you can put that in here.
First one there. Then we're gonna do the other side here.
So our big thing when we cook, and when I say we, I mean we, always have a trash bowl
Yes.
that you can put all your scraps in, so you don't have to continually go to the trash. And if you want to compost.
Compost.
So that's you can do
New
that.
song coming out by SHAED, Compost. Being written in real time as
Yes.
the vegan meal.
I like it. The album's not done yet, so that can make the cut.
Yeah. that could make a cut.
All right, let's see here. So where are you right now? I'm guessing you're not in DC.
I'm north of you. I'm in Portland, Maine.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's definitely a feeling of relief and partying here. Although Maine obviously has a broad spectrum of folks as far as their political leanings. So it was pocketed, to say the least.
Oh, interesting.
Celebration. But yeah, it was.
I think we played one show in Portland, Maine. It was at a theater.
Did we?
Yeah, we played a show in Portland, Maine.
That was
Coast Modern. And it was at a theater, an old theater.
State Theater, right in
It was
downtown.
it's like 400 cap room. My eyes are starting to water a little bit here.
Yeah, I bet. I was wondering when that was going to happen.
It's getting real.
For those of you who are wanting to follow along or curious about the recipe later, it is living on Facebook now. It's also living on Reverb's website, reverb.org/quarantine kitchen. This is episode 20. All the other 19 episodes will also be there for you to follow along with, check out the recipes. Definitely check out this one. We're just tuning in now. This is Reverb's Quarantine Kitchen. We have SHAED here, the full band, doing it, cooking us a vegan Thai coconut curry.
So here's
Hi
where we're at.
guys. So
We have the onions
we got
diced.
the onions, so we're gonna start cooking the onions.
I'm gonna take this over here. This is we splurged and we have Le Creuset.
Nice. Dutch
We
oven.
got this. We got this from an estate sale when we moved in, and this is my favorite color is green, and this is a green that isn't made anymore. So
Nice.
that was a bonus.
That was good.
So I'm going to. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. But
No,
I'm trying to
go.
get this going. Now I'm getting nervous. So I'm gonna take some olive oil. I think it says 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, but I'm just gonna kind of on this thing.
I'm looking now to see what it says. Yep, 2 to 3 tablespoons. of
Yep.
coconut oil or olive oil, your choice.
And then I am going to take the one yellow onion that Spencer really nicely,
Beautifully diced.
Beautifully diced.
My second name.
and I'm going to wait
Appreciate
a second, and then I'm going to put it in there. And then it's going to cook for about 5 minutes.
Can you shaving of this carrot here? About 5 minutes.
Yes, you can
Carrot
shave the
too?
carrot.
Do I need
Yes.
to wash it off?
No, you don't. That's another thing. This is something that I've started doing during quarantine, is when we go to the grocery store and we get produce, I never really actually cleaned it very well. Nope, it's not down there. It's in the pantry. I never actually cleaned it very well. I mean, like washed it with water, but like now I've been scrubbing vegetables like crazy.
I know. I would scrub everything like crazy at first, and then a little more information came out about. Although
Yeah.
I think it's still a good idea, especially if you're not cooking it. I don't know. Have you found yourself? And obviously, this is an interesting psychological or sociological experiment. This entire pandemic, because there's folks I found myself. I would say pretty far to the panic side of like scrubbing my hands until like I was chafing and.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've slowly relaxed more and more, but now, of course, there's a new spike.
I know. It's so hard, and it's just so difficult to deal with. And right when the pandemic started, we all were kind of paralyzed by fear before anything else, And so it took us a while to create again. I got the onions going, even though this looks like you can't even see what's happening in here, but I got the onions going here.
So that's over medium-high heat, according to the recipe.
Over medium-high heat, and just keep an eye out, obviously. And now we're going to. Max got the carrots all shaved. Thank you, Max, as well. All right. So now we're gonna get the gingers and the garlic. Spencer,
Yes.
can you peel these 3?
Did you use that thing anymore?
Yep.
Show
This?
Show them that guy.
We have a garlic press that I have held on to so closely for this pandemic. It's just been really helpful to get stuff done fast. Didn't have a garlic press before.
Never even seen this thing before. What is
So
it?
peel this. It's a garlic press.
Would you push it through and it just kind of like? Well, you
Yes.
cut the garlic first.
No, you can.
Right, Chelsea?
Yeah.
So this is. So you do this, then you do this here. Then I do just a tiny little one of those. Then you cut. Then you
Wow,
then you-
Never
technique.
skills never cease to amaze.
All right, you're good. You're
garlic
good.
comes off, and then you put it in the press there. And this is going to be quite the visual.
Oh my gosh.
He's pressing the garlic. The garlic is being pressed.
The garlic is being
Garlic
pressed.
is
I guess
being
it's sort of working there. There
As
it
he's
is.
pressing the garlic, I'm going to plug Oxfam America a little bit because they're a partner in this program, and they have a great guide for eating sustainably. I know we were just talking about how you like to do that and how this vegan dish is obviously part of that.
Yeah.
For those who are following along, you can go to oxfamamerica.org/eat-for-good, and there's a whole guide on how to do that and how to eat more healthfully, not only for yourselves, but for the planet at large.
Love it.
Yeah.
So have you been creating music during this pandemic? How's that process been for you?
It's been tricky. So, unlike your band, we're all over the place. So I live in Maine. Ryan lives in Vermont. Brian lives in Brooklyn, and Luke kind of split time between Nashville and Vermont himself. As it's getting colder, he's leaving Vermont and heading down to Nashville because he built an awesome cabin, but it's getting cold. So it's time.
Oh my gosh, for sure.
Yeah.
So for us, creating has been a challenge for sure. The good news is that we were in between tour. We were actually in the middle of the tour ourselves too when everything shut down. So all of a sudden, it was one of those, like, we woke up on the tour bus in St. Louis, and all of a sudden the tour manager's like, "Everybody get up! Everyone book your flights. Tour's over. We're going home." It's like,
Oh no.
it wasn't a total shocker. I mean, it was, we were feeling it. We're like, maybe we shouldn't be doing meet and greets after the shows anymore.
Yeah,
And
no more.
it just, you could feel it, but it was still, not fun. And then we didn't really see each other for a long time because we all went to our separate states. But we did have a bunch of songs kind of in the hopper, so we did get together recently. We did the whole thing. We kind of self-quarantined and tested and then recorded together for a week.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
cool.
And we're going to do the same thing the end of this month into early December too.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. But so you guys, back to you, so you have a new album coming. You just released a song and a video along with it. It's really great, by the way. I just checked.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
So was that written during quarantine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had, after Trampoline kind of started to get some wheels going, we were touring for 2 years straight, pretty much. We were home maybe 10 days over the course of a year and a half. So we were on the road working on an album in the van, and then we'd have a day off somewhere and be recording. And we had pretty much a full album that was ready to go before the pandemic. And we were kind of figuring out how we were going to start releasing that. And then the pandemic happened. And then we finally had a moment to kind of sit with the material, reflect on it all. And we decided to scrap the entire album.
Wow.
So we scrapped everything. And then,
Hi guys, I'm sorry.
oh,
Real
wait,
quick. I'm putting 3 cloves of garlic and a tablespoon of ginger finely in the.
Here, let me bring this over.
onions.
You can see now the onions are getting a little bit more bronze
Can
there.
you see it?
Now you can. That was great.
All right, and then all that goes in. Stir it around a bit. Because everything comes flying off.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get the green pepper. You can just say
Okay, yeah. The green peppers in there too.
I'm gonna get the green peppers. If this is about, let me just make sure.
Sorry.
So it needs to be a cup. So let's make sure that everything is right here. Sorry, you can continue.
Yeah, you were talking about the new
Yeah,
record. They scrapped it.
I was just saying, we scrapped the whole album. It just didn't, we kind of pieced it together over the course of a year and a half. And it just didn't feel, we were working with some people, which Trampoline opened up a lot of doors for us to write with some big people. And we did that, and we had some amazing experiences, but just the way the songs were coming together, they all felt like they weren't connected, and it didn't feel true to us. So we scrapped it all, and then now we've almost finished with our album, and all the songs have been written since the pandemic. So yeah, No Other Way was one of the first ones we wrote, and it was at a time we were feeling really anxious and stressed out, that it was just piling on everything that was happening, and
we had this moment of clarity to kind of write. We just wrote a song to remind ourselves that we're still alive. We're blessed. We can work together. So that's how that song was written.
Wow. And yeah, I was gonna say, so the entire album, I can't imagine. So we have not written since the pandemic. Like we've basically just gone back to what we wrote pre-pandemic. Yeah. And some of it, like a lot for us, we'll go and record even before we have finished lyrics. So that's where you can kind of shape the tone of it. So I will say, there's been some impact there.
Yeah.
Lyrically, but I can't imagine starting a record right now and being like, how do we write about anything other than?
Exactly.
I know. Well, yeah, it was difficult. I mean, especially at the beginning of the well, for us too, though, we've been on the road for so long that I think we were just itching for space where we could get back into our like happy place, and not happy, but a place where we could start writing again. Yeah. So I think even though Chelsea, yeah,
back to business for a second.
Back to business.
So I put the green peppers in. I put some coriander in. We have like a serious spice cabinet situation. Right before we moved in, I spent like hundreds of dollars on 1 million spices, and it was a disaster. But anyways, ground coriander. I did 2 teaspoons of ground coriander into the onion pepper mixture, and then I just put in the coconut milk. And I'm about to put in the carrots and the Thai curry paste. Nice.
So before you put in the spices, as far as the onions, let's talk about the color and texture just for a second. Yeah. I find that in different recipes, there's different ways that you want the onions to be. For this one, do we want them just translucent? Are we going towards brown? Like, where are we at with it?
I think more translucent, in my opinion. I don't want to be like browning for the curry, because it's nice also when it still has a little bit of a crunch, in my opinion. But for like a sauce or like a spaghetti sauce or something, I would make them more caramelized. But for this, I'm just doing a little 5-minute translucent situation. But that's a very good question. Onions are
very good question.
I don't know.
Onions are really, it's tough with onions sometimes.
I was actually surprised because Chelsea, for most dishes, she gets a really nice bronze, but for this one, it makes sense that you kind of want the crunch. She got a little bit of the bronze, but not as much as if you're doing she makes a lot of spaghetti sauce and stuff like that.
I love spaghetti.
Me too.
It is a weakness of mine.
We had Jeremiah from the Lumineers cooking a cacio e pepe sauce, which was
oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Great, yeah. He was actually in Italy, which is crazy at the time. I do have hold on. We were in the middle of talking still, though, weren't we? With the writing of the record, and
I'm gonna put the carrots in.
I love it. She's like, enough music crap. We got
no. I'm just gonna be like.
You saw that we'd like cooked for like a second, and now she's taken over and is now doing the work.
Okay. So now we're getting into the real part of it. You guys have fulfilled your duties as sous chefs, it seems, at least for now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, the long story short was just that we've always recorded everything in our own home. Trampoline was recorded in our living room in a shitty rental house in Silver Spring, Maryland. So that's like where we get the most inspiration, is just when we're together in our house, and we just so we were able to get, after the first couple of weeks of the pandemic, and we were really had a lot of writer's block, we just kind of got into a mode and like just cranked out the album. So it's almost done, and the only thing we're doing now that we're still working on now is we're recording this orchestra. We found this Northern Macedonian orchestra that is still recording during the pandemic. They're all wearing masks and doing it responsibly, but it's been like a lot easier and more cost effective, and we've been just waking up and putting our PJs on and going into the studio and zooming in.
Waking up and putting our PJs on. We take our PJs on that we slept in, and we put another pair of PJs on.
That's basically how
that's basically been the quarantine for us.
Yeah, exactly. You're describing like the past 8 months for me.
Yeah. So that's what we've been doing now. Is just we're finishing the album. We're pretty close, but we've been adding strings to everything, because we put them on one song, and then we were like, all right, we got to put them on everything. It just felt right. So
yeah, we have a song coming out December 11th, which is like 90% orchestra strings. It's just like Chelsea's voice and this string arrangement that Max and I contributed to, but we've been working with this guy, Jarek Bischoff, who did the string arrangement for a lot of the Angel Olsen record, All Mirrors, which everyone should check out. It's a huge influence on us, and we reached out to him, and he's been incredible just collaborating with him. Anyways, back to the...
No, I don't want to.
I feel like
Red curry paste.
Yes.
I have to make some like serious moves here.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So it calls for 1 to 3 tablespoons. I prefer kind of like seeing how it goes and then continuing. So I start with the 1. And
One
then,
tablespoon?
Yeah,
Okay.
1 tablespoon.
Seems...
And is that spicy? Like, is that for people who might be a little bit concerned?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I would not consider this spicy.
It looks
I
like
love.
a shining
I know it looks like a. You like?
situation.
Can you even see? So maybe if I.
I just tried a little bit. It's not, I would not say it's spicy.
Good. All right. So it's not about the 1 to 3 isn't about spice level. It's just a matter of how much of that.
Yeah. How much of the
flavor
flavor you want, I guess.
Gotcha.
So here,
There
let me
you
see
go.
if I can turn this.
No,
light.
no, that's kind of
Can you see it? Hold on. Is that better? No, that's not better. So this is super thick. I generally don't put carrots in, but I decided that we would do carrots for this one. TBD on whether or not that was a good idea, but
giving it a nice orange
That's
color.
that's a nice chef tip from Chelsea. You know, you always
but
gotta,
yeah,
always
if
gotta
you like
push
carrots,
yourself.
maybe.
You know, if you gotta try new things. Like Chelsea's always doing that, so she's trying carrots today.
So I
There you
would
go.
say that I'm gonna put another tablespoon of the red curry paste in, just because it's not really like the color that I'm looking for.
All right.
I'm generally looking for more of a rich color. It's still like a little milky.
God, it looks like the
I know
sun.
it looks like.
Does
Here.
it look like the sun over there to you guys? Like, I can't even see.
It is very bright. You have a very bright light, overhead light, which is
Yeah.
probably wonderful for cooking, but is not wonderful for the.
Here, let me do this.
From
We're,
here.
we're gonna do
Oh,
this.
here we
Good
go.
idea, Chelsea. Here we go.
So
There we
here-
go.
This is. It's not like orange enough for me yet. It's a
No.
little bit too yellow.
Gotcha.
So I am going to
There you go.
put one more.
Oh, okay,
Nope,
sorry.
nope.
Now it's back to the way it was.
I'm gonna put one more.
All right,
Tablespoon
back down
in.
here.
Chelsea's doing one
We're
more
gonna get all
tablespoon.
spicy here. Not spicy, but like feisty. There you go.
Feisty.
But yeah, we love all kinds of food. Honestly, we could eat anything. I think our favorite is Mexican and Italian, maybe.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've gotten way more into Asian cooking as a
Yeah. For me, Thai is number 1 for me on my list. Like if
Really?
Absolutely.
That's like
That's
Max.
my number one.
Yeah.
That's Chelsea's. Well, she loves Thai too, but not as much.
Just
as
getting
other
into
things.
it more.
I'm getting into it more. I
love it.
prefer. I don't know why, but
So
I also think I feel like it's the most consistent too. Like on the road, like you can kind of never go
oh,
wrong.
that's true. You can always count on that for sure.
I feel like even like mediocre Thai is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Touring food, that's real. We found this place. We were in Toledo, Ohio, and we found an amazing sushi place, which just sounds crazy, but
Sushi in Toledo.
sushi in Toledo is a thing. If you're ever in Toledo, Ohio,
I am in Toledo, Ohio. Not all the time, but I've definitely been there many
Well,
times.
usually
yeah.
you're
We'll have
passing
to show-
through.
we'll
on the
have
bus.
yeah, it's like it's a common place. We've gone by Toledo a lot, just on the road. We haven't stayed there yet, but yeah, there's like a 5-star sushi spot there. Just check.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, we should compare notes later about our favorites.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Next time you're in.
Yes.
So do you cook more, or does your wife cook more, or like who does more cooking?
That's shifting. So like I was definitely the dishwasher in our relationship, and then quarantine kicked in, and then the show started. You know, we started doing this series, and I started getting into it. And it started with me literally just trying some of the recipes from this.
Oh, wow. I love that.
And I got super into it, and I definitely. Well, I also kind of asked my wife, Lauren, I was like, how can I, like, because we have 2 kids and they're part-time right now. It's a hybrid model, so it's just crazy between trying to run Reverb and homeschooling the kids effectively, and it's just a lot. So I just point blank was like, what can I do? It was actually that week when I was recording when I actually had perspective. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm away from home. And then I realized, oh man, she's doing so much. What can I do to help? She's like, if you could do dinner every night, that would be the hugest deal. So I've been cooking more.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So what do we got now? Spinach.
Spinach time. So the Dirty Dozen, I believe spinach is on the Dirty Dozen list, which means that you have to buy it organic, or you should buy it organic. So we've been really trying to get better about that.
Can you explain the Dirty Dozen list? I didn't know this.
The Dirty Dozen list is the 12 fruits/vegetables that you have to buy organic
Because they're
they're filled with pesticides and
Yeah.
the like.
Even if you didn't care about the rest of the world and you only cared about yourself,
Right.
obviously not what we advocate for.
Yeah.
But the Dirty Dozen is like, even just for your own health, you don't want it. Like spinach absorbs whatever's in the soil.
Yeah.
And you don't want that if it's not organic. You don't want to put a bunch of the chemicals that are being treated with non-organic spinach in your body.
Right.
Yes.
Strawberries are another one of those where like the pesticides don't come off because of all the nooks and crannies. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want, from REVERB's perspective, go organic whenever you can, go local whenever you can. Because that's what's going to be your best options for the planet.
Yes.
Yes. But this during quarantine again, so we've been on the road a ton. Been on the road. We come home for like one day for a 2-week period. Maybe like, I think one year we were home for a total of 2 weeks if we were to add all the days up that we were home. And we come home and we just like get takeout and we don't care and we just are lame and losers. So during this time, it's really, we've gotten really, really healthy. We're like leaning more towards, not having like whole grains and stuff like that. So that's another reason why we love this curry, because we like a noodle substitute that is, it's made from some sort of plant situation, but
Nice.
Cool.
but we have those. And
They're very good
Yeah.
too. The
all right, I'm
noodles
gonna put about half of this bag of spinach in there. It calls for 3 cups of spinach. So that's what I'm gonna
And
do.
she's been just keeping where's the temperature at now on the
Oh, I put it on low because our stove, it gets really, really hot. And
Yes.
I underestimate how hot it gets. So I'm just putting it on low because it was bubbling a little bit too much.
if it bubbles too much, you gotta adjust, you
Yeah.
gotta use your intuition a little bit.
Yes, use your intuition. So I'm just gonna put some spinach in. Again, I'm probably going to do like half the bag. I don't know that I would do the full 3 cups like it says on the recipe, just because now I'm like looking at this and it doesn't.
The spinach does whittle down quite a bit.
It
but
does. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna add the half the bag right now.
Nice.
And yeah.
We'll give you guys maybe once you stir it in, you want to give the viewers at home a
Yeah,
little
once
sneak
once
peek.
it gets a little wilted, yeah.
Nice.
There you
Because
go.
right now you're just showing my legs.
I've got a question for Spencer and Max. So
Yes.
you both consider yourselves multi-instrumentalists, and I kind of have that similar situation. How do you decide who plays what on what tracks or what songs? Like, how does that work?
Well, especially when we perform, there's usually quite an argument about who gets to play what. And at that
Yes,
point,
it's so annoying.
it's almost like sometimes it comes down to rock, paper, scissors if you can't agree. But I think for the most part, I'd say we're pretty good about.
Pretty good. I feel like the most fun thing to play live is drums. So we're usually fighting over that, but there's also like fun percussive keyboard things to play and
Yeah.
some guitar too and things like that.
Yeah. But,
When you write the songs, what are you writing on? Is it sitting down with an acoustic guitar? Is it at the piano? Is it on a laptop? Like, how does that work? Or is it all the above? Or?
all the above. I mean, like a good example is like with Trampoline. It started with we had this old synthesizer, Juno 106, and it started with just the bass line, the syncopated bass line, do 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 do, and we were just messing around with that. And then we actually built the beat out first, and then we just started passing around a microphone, singing melodies. But I think during this quarantine, it's been a lot of like we have a piano at our place, and Max has one at his house. We've been sitting around a piano to start, but it's kind of nice having. We can both play guitar, play piano. We both produce. So if something is feeling stale, we can kind of jump around. And that's
Lime juice is going in.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. How much lime juice are we talking, Chelsea?
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon of lime
One
juice.
tablespoon of lime juice.
All right.
Sorry, continue.
No, please. This is great. And I do have questions for you too, Chelsea, when you're not too busy making.
Oh, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
What I want to talk to you about, which I picked up on, is Peter Gabriel. So he took him as an influence, and I feel like history has not been generous enough to Peter Gabriel as an artist and a musician.
Peter Gabriel, I mean, so I am an alternative 80s person. I love the Psychedelic Furs. I love Peter Gabriel. I love the Police. I love, Peter Gabriel definitely is one of my faves.
What's your favorite Peter Gabriel song?
Oh my gosh.
That's a tough question.
Sledgehammer is probably my favorite.
Slow Your album, was that the one for you?
Yes. Oh my God. And he was definitely like really hot during that phase as well. No, I love Peter Gabriel. I love Phil Collins.
Chelsea has a thing for like bald men. He's bald, right? Peter Gabriel?
Now he is.
Now he is. So I guess maybe then.
Maybe Balding Man.
Balding. Her celebrity crush is Bruce Willis. So
there you go.
See him kind
of.
trend.
See that? Bruce Willis?
Right. Yeah. I picked Bruce Willis here. Okay, so the
where are we at here, Chris?
Lime juice.
The lime juice is in. The spinach is in. It's funny, my original recipe had brown sugar, but we haven't been having sugar, so I took sugar out of the list.
You've been cutting it out of your diet?
Yes.
Nice.
I took sugar out of the ingredients list, but it's still in how to make this. So
it's fine without it?
Yes, it's fine without it. We've been really trying to not have any sugar, even though we had ice cream last week, but we've really been trying to cut down on the sugar and all of the
carbs.
Yeah, so that's been a big thing for us during this quarantine. Spence and I lived with I keep looking at this and it's flipped.
I know.
So I'm like, here, Spencer, but no, here, Spencer. Spencer and I, before we moved into this house, lived with my parents for like a month.
Like 2 months.
And we just kind of were like really anxious, having a lot of it just was a confusing time when this first started, and I just felt like I couldn't create, and all I was eating was just like cheese balls. I don't
eating.
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
Like the huge tub.
Oh, the huge Utz tub that you can get.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious. My son just turned 10, and every time we go to the grocery store, he always points to the giant 5-gallon cheese ball.
Exactly.
He said, I want that. We're like, we can't do that. We just can't do it.
Don't get it
for his birthday. Guess what he got?
Oh, that's so funny. That's actually great.
How long did it take for him to run through that?
Hours.
Yeah, exactly. That's what was happening with us. I mean, we were just like letting ourselves go, and then we got into the house, and I was like, we can't do this anymore. We like truly cannot sustain this.
I will say though, Chelsea's parents are amazing chefs as well. I think that's where both of her parents.
Oh yes.
And that's where she gets a lot of her inspiration and her skill. But they also work full time, so we were. Yeah,
they were still working, so we were just.
A lot of takeout and.
A lot of us going to the store and trying to make something fast, and All right, guys. Well, we're nearing the end of the curry.
All right.
So at this point, everything is in.
Let's get a little sneak peek of this.
Yes, let me get my little gloves on here.
We're gonna give you guys a little.
How's the spinach ratio? That's pretty good.
The spinach ratio is good. Let me just.
A little peek at the.
For those following, the spinach ratio is good. The half bag worked well.
Nice.
Here is.
It's gorgeous.
It smells fantastic.
It smells good.
Looks lovely.
Which is good. So now it's just kind of salt and pepper to taste. Here are those noodles that we were talking about, by the way. So these are called the Miracle Noodle. It's a plant-based noodle. You can get different kinds. This is the angel hair one. You can get fettuccine style, but this is what we use a lot. We use it in the curries. We use it for pasta. And it's
at Whole Foods, right?
You can get this at Whole Foods. Our favorite brand, they did not have it at Whole Foods, is Kiss My Keto, and it's it's actually like a really good texture. It really
Kiss My Keto is very good.
It's very similar to a normal noodle, so it's kind of interesting.
Nice.
But this is like kind of like a vermicelli noodle style. So really easy. What I do is I just plop this into a bowl when I'm serving, like a bowl like this, and then I'll pour the curry on top, and it just gets pretty hot and well.
So you don't even have to heat that up separately. The curry will do it.
You can if you want. You can put it in the curry if you want, but I just tend to like.
Do you have to strain the water from this to usually
No,
do
no.
that?
This
one doesn't have that.
This
Okay.
one comes in a couple different like varieties. It comes in ready to eat. It comes in liquid that you have to kind of wash. So
What's this one?
This
You
is
just put it
the
right
ready
in?
this one is ready to eat.
Oh, wow.
So,
All right. Nice.
So yeah,
Should we give him a little sneak peek of what it looks like, or no?
you can if you want. But I would salt at this point. I would salt and pepper the curry. I would get your bunch of cilantro. So it does come in liquid. I've also learned how to store herbs during this pandemic. We built an herb garden in our backyard, and so it's just been fun growing stuff and gardening, and that has been.
Wait, so what are your tips for storing herbs that you've already cut? Because I could use that tip. I'm sure.
Herbs we've already cut. So I got these from the store because our herb garden is dead right now. But just fill like a jar. This is like a peanut butter jar that I had, and just cut the bottoms, fill it up with water, and then replace the water every couple of days. And this has been a couple weeks.
What?
Yes.
You got this
Wow.
a couple weeks?
Yes.
Almost like it's fresh cut flowers.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So and keep it in the fridge. For the herbs that you get in the plastic, if you go to Whole Foods and you just get like the basil or whatever in a little plastic thing, you get a wet paper towel. You put the herbs in there, and then you put them on the counter. You don't put them in the fridge because then they get all strange and weird.
Okay.
And then so that's been my whole thing. And then we've been drying herbs because we have like lemon balm and rosemary and stuff in our herb garden. And when that started to die, I was like, oh, hurry, snip.
Chelsea would cut like a big stalk of rosemary, and then she would hang it in a dry place. So our basement, like our laundry room, is very dry. And I would like to show them your spice drawer. So this came with the house, which is pretty awesome.
Whoa, that's nice. Oh man.
A 3-level spice drawer, and if you look, Chelsea then labeled all of them. So we have
A lot of them
a
are
bunch of them.
the dried ones, right?
Yep, she labeled all those. We also a lot of these are dry.
Can you
My personal, can you see it?
Yeah. I can't tell if they're alphabetized or not, but I can.
They were.
It used to be. Quarantine craziness set in, and we just. But my personal favorite is the dried rosemary, and the thyme is very good from our garden.
Yeah, we still have some fresh rosemary growing up back, but I can't imagine it's going to last too long up here in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here are the noodles. All you have to do is drain these noodles, and we'll drain these noodles, and then you would pour the curry on top, and then put some cilantro on top, and that is our Thai coconut curry.
Awesome. Are you going to do it? Are we going to actually see it and do it and taste it?
We can, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We need a vicarious bite. That's an important way to tie it all together.
There's a strain over there.
Okay, let's do it.
And while you're doing that, I can still have some more questions actually. So you mentioned producing the record. Is this self-produced, or do you work with other producers? Like as far as in the past, the stuff that's up there now that we can all hear, and obviously the new stuff that's coming. Like how does that work as far as collaborators with production?
So most of it is self-produced. Every song we've released has been produced by us, at least from for most of the track, at least, from the beginning. And then once we have like a framework of a song, sometimes we'll kind of send stems to other producers, which has been really great. For this album, the two main producers we've worked with are this guy Ariel Rekscheid, who he did a bunch of production for Vampire Weekend and for Haim. He produced Hey There Delilah. That was the first thing he did when he was in his early 20s. So
Funkity Noodles.
Nice.
That's been awesome. He co-produced No Other Way. and then another song on this album. And then this guy, Josh Fountain, who did a lot of the Lord stuff.
Oh, nice.
He's also been working with this girl, Benny, who has a song called Super Lonely, which is like huge on the pop tracks, pop charts. So,
All right, guys.
that's been it.
I want to compliment the production on it because I think it's always tricky. Like with the way technology is now, you can just go ape shit on production and forget about the song. And I think you guys do a really great job of balancing, letting the song be what it is and not covering it in a bunch of flops and blips and
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
but still making it really colorful and interesting and using the technology, but you're using it responsibly.
Thank you so much.
Thank
yeah.
you. That's
we,
so nice. That's
we
honestly
really-
so nice.
we really try to respect like Chelsea's voice and her, like we leave a lot of space. Sorry, we got this going now.
Wow.
We need to take a
Respect
bite.
the voice, but respect the. Wait, hold on. We got to see that again. That looks amazing.
Gotta respect the curry is what we gotta do.
Respect the curry. Oh my God! Come on, that's incredible. That looks
Boom, boom, boom.
well plated.
All right, you guys ready to take a bite?
Yes. Let's have this like
I
that.
got 3 forks.
3 forks. Here we go.
All right, you can get down here.
Let's get down low.
All right,
All right, guys.
That looks so good.
Wow.
This looks
I
incredible.
can already tell you it's gonna be amazing.
This is hilarious.
Get a bite and then we'll tilt the camera up.
Oh, your fork.
All right.
Okay, you ready, guys?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
There it is.
Oh,
Awesome, guys.
yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
He's surprised.
Yeah, he was surprised.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, this is actually really good.
That's great.
And there it is, guys.
Awesome. Thai coconut curry.
Thai coconut curry. And you can put any kind of combination of vegetables or anything in there too, you know.
It's great. over
Make it
rice.
your own. For sure.
So good. Thank you guys so much for doing the show.
Thank you, Adam. This has been so much fun for us. Seriously.
Yeah, really appreciate it. I want to thank Clif Bar, who's a sponsor of the series, and Oxfam was a partner. And again, thanks to SHAED for joining us for episode 20. If you just came in now or late and you want to see the beginning or you want to see other episodes, go to reverb.org/quarantine kitchen and check it all out. And try this recipe. I'm going to try this tomorrow, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I all the recipes, so I'm excited
Awesome.
to dig it in, dig into it. But thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Adam, so much.
And can't wait to hear your next single, and can't wait for the record to come. So, when is the record slated to come out?
Early spring 2021.
Okay,
But we've got a song coming out December 11th
great.
called Once Upon a Time.
Awesome.
And it's the song. It was the first song we did with that big Macedonian string orchestra. So we're really excited about that one.
Great. Well, can't wait. In the meantime, folks, if you only know this band for Trampoline, then you need to go and check out the rest of their songs because it's incredible. I've been listening all day and been so stoked about what I've been hearing. So please
Thanks, man.
dig in, get to know them. If you don't already know and love them, you should.
Thanks so much, Adam.
Thanks.
This has been so
Thanks,
much
Adam. It's a
fun.
blast.
I appreciate it. We're going to say goodbye to the audience, but stay on to this channel for a second. We'll talk a little bit after this.
Great. Awesome.
Okay.
All right,